looking at Meghan next to him, grinning broadly at the camera. Why are you doing this to yourself? And you can't help looking at Meghan next to him, grinning broadly at the camera flashes and thinking, is this actually Meghan's strategy? And I think it really gets to the heart of the whole problem that the Sussexes have, that Meghan's strategy, which seems to be maximum exposure, total embrace of social media. She's told us that her cooking show is moving to 2-minute clips, which sounds very much like TikTok or YouTube Shorts. It just clashes completely with Harry's stated goals and Harry's stated principles, which is privacy, which is, he does not like being in these situations. And they keep coming together and crashing against each other, and it's just becoming more and more unsustainable in my opinion.
I'm glad he said in his opinion. And guys, let me talk about Tom Sykes. Tom Sykes, from what he said, is an Etonian. I want you to think about that. Do you know how difficult and how expensive it is to go to Eton? He appears to be from old money, or basically he somehow managed to get himself around the circles of Harry and William's friends. Now, I want to be clear. I am not saying that he knows Harry or William, or even Harry. He may know William because he does tend to report a lot of nonsense on William, but he probably doesn't even know Harry, because I can't imagine Harry would be friends with somebody who talks like this to the media and is just gossiping about his life. But let's put that into perspective. Imagine he is from old money. Of all the things you could have done with your life, Tom Sykes, you are reporting gossip on a family that is actually on a steady decline downwards. You couldn't find anything else to do. Nothing else. Just spreading gossip. That's where you are. And you think you have the audacity to speak on Harry and Meghan. And if he is part of the so-called nobility or the rich circles, you can see why Harry and Meghan continues to rankle them. Because the idea of somebody from nobility like Harry and someone like Meghan, a typical working class girl who Harry fell in love with, being able to beat them at this game of classism, racism, and misogynoir is really pissing them off. They've done everything in their power to spoil the air around Harry and Meghan, and they were hoping that by doing that, Harry and Meghan will not be able to survive or succeed outside the confines of nobility, of British nobility and the royal family. And that's why every lie, every misrepresentation they've done all these years to see Meghan come out with her own thing, succeed, grow, thrive, they can't accept that. So they don't want to accept that Meghan is successful on her own merit and her own hard work. And now that there's so much proof that she is, they're not turning it into a bad thing. Okay, fine. Despite all these years of saying Hollywood and everybody hates Harry and Meghan, it's a shame. It's very obvious that's not the case. So now that they're trying to make it seem like, well, Meghan is the one pushing it. Harry doesn't want to be there. Harry is a man of 40. This idea that Harry is somehow being pulled, even though he used the picture of Harry walking in front of his woman, holding her, literally walking in front of her, smiling. Notice how he didn't talk about the fact that Harry was smiling in that picture. It was Meghan he was focusing on. And then the privacy thing, it goes without saying, but let me say it again. Harry and Meghan never asked for privacy. They said they wanted to be able to manage their own content on their own terms. They didn't want the press chasing them, jumping out of bushes, and doing the exact same thing Tom Sykes is doing, which is why Tom Sykes doesn't have any access to them. But like I said, if you're listening to if you are still listening to the Derangers as nothing more than bitter exes who can't accept their plan to destroy a couple has not worked, I don't know what to tell you. People like me, I use them for content because they are worth bashing. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share. Bye.